This power given us by Hidgi and his teaching really is working, and it is making us successful in everything that we do.
I have seen Hidgi in many different situations, and he always managed to surprise me.
I don't come across many people, I would say, who I can look at and be like, I want to be more like them, I need to be more like them.
Hello! Today I would like to introduce to you a very special person for us, Hidgi, our teacher of martial arts. He is also a Shaolin monk. That's also why I say that he's a very special person, because how many Shaolin monks have you met in your life who live like us, not in a monastery, and who actually act in the world, teach the others, and who are cool enough to share their knowledge?
A long time ago, I was 5-6 years old. I was dreaming about the Dr. Justice, a master of martial arts that was traveling in the world to help people, to protect people. Because of this, I started to practice when I was 6 years old. There I received the first teaching, a sentence that became a leitmotif in my life. The one who wants to do something finds out a way. The one who doesn't want to do anything finds out an excuse. I follow the path of martial arts, yoga, Tai Chi Chuan. When I was around 16, I met a master, Shigeru Egami Sensei. I discovered a mystical path with him. I was invited by him, because he was quite old, to join a Shaolin monastery in Scotland, in the Highlands. It took me a year to be ready, to prepare everything. Then I went without having the address. I was in Scotland, walking everywhere in the Highlands. It's a fantastic country. It's totally mystical as a country, magical. And I was there walking for months because I didn't have the precise address. I had my backpack, I was sleeping in the forest, and I was doing everything I wanted to find this Shaolin monastery. Finally, one day I arrived to the door. I knew it was this one. I was so happy. Then at the entry I had an exam to see what I was able to do. I was quite good because I had been practicing all my lifetime. I became a long time ago the youngest black belt of France, so I was good. Somersault, everything, they were quite easy for me because I had been practicing that since always for me. It was part of my life. Then I entered an intense period of existence in the Shaolin monastery. I have been facing terrible things of emotions, practicing in a very intense way, where I was nearly about to die when I was finishing the practice.
A lot of works on the legs, jumping, a lot of form of tsaitobi, different tsaitobis, with moroashi, special techniques to kick with the two legs at the same time. On the Tsaitobi, I have my personal record without stopping, 1 kilometer, 750 meters. If somebody wants to do better, you're welcome. Here we're in another workshop in Sérignan. In Sérignan it was really tough. On the beach, Tsaitobis and Tsaitobis and Tsaitobis jumping for such a long distance, morning and afternoon, about 10 hours or 8, 9, 10 hours of practice every day. Extremely intense, never stopping, never stopping.
Sometimes it was so hard. I wanted to give up, but I couldn't, because I knew I was holding in my hand the destiny of many people. I came here to help these people, to be the fist that would do things. It is the meaning of Tai Chi Chuan. Tai Chi, to develop the power of energy. Chuan, the fist of energy, the fist of power.
Now we have the work Teki Shodan. The style is very fluid, very quick. It's very different from the karate Shotokan, typically Japanese, where everything is cut into pieces. It's a different way of understanding coming from the master Shigeru Igami, the first one to create really the philosophy and spirit of Shotokai.
Hidgi has a very special knowledge, a huge amount of knowledge, I would say. And we can see that reflected in his abilities that are really incredible. Sometimes they can look even surreal.
We have here MP. Another kata. Worked a lot with the master Murakami Tetsuji. The master was insisting a lot on quick movements and slow movements, on what is called the gore. You can see again that the positions, the zenkutsu, are very low. The legs have to be very powerful.
He has the highest degree that you can have in martial arts, which is the 10th Dan.
The films, of course, are very old and are based on me, as some friends were filming me, so I'm sorry to say that very often you see mainly my person when I was young and tonic.
You can see the evolution of his practice from the past.
That's the technique of the fan. You run behind somebody, giving a lot of kicks, following all the time somebody who moves back. And you go on him, kicking very quickly and running after him or her. Dodge and sweeping the leg. That is the work of Murashi, that is to say, 2 kicks at the same time. You can notice it goes very high. I was able at that time to jump above the head of somebody when I was running and kicking like this, without touching him, of course. You can see that it goes extremely high, more than 2 meters high. That was the daily practice in the Shotokai of Egami or Murakami and the other masters. That is Sozoku-geri, that is 2 kicks at the same time on the sides, both sides.
Then you can see the evolution through the time. You can see also his students practicing. In the beginning, you can see his older students and also the ones with a very, very high level. I would say the highest level, who now have their own students and their own schools. And then you can see us practicing all together here at Nenekui, learning and training with each other.
Up! Yes! Up! Pull with your hip! Yes! Very good.
He is blind, and nevertheless he can teach martial arts.
Yes, again, not so big the movement. It's the same spirit, but just enough. Just enough. No? Back, so. Again. And now you intensify with the leg. Back, again. So that with the movement of the leg, you really fall. You are there. Bah! It's giving you a lot of power to do that. Small movement, but it intensifying a lot. Yeah, and go on now. Right up. Again.
And he developed echolocation, that is the art to see with the sound, like the dolphins, like the bats.
In the schools that I had and communities that I had, I was also in Israel. There, I learned a lot with a center in the dolphin reefs. I learned, as we always do in Shaolin, from the nature, and there from the dolphins. I learned the art of echolocation. A long time ago, I was in Eilat in Israel, and I met a marvelous baby. It was a dolphin, and everybody used to call her baby because she was quite young. She was very big, and she was really in love with me, and I was in love with her. And we were dancing in the water. We were playing together. It was marvelous, fantastic. We're going very deep in the water. It was fantastic. And when I left, I took the airplane to go back to Europe. In the airplane, I was so sad, nearly crying of sadness, because I was really living the love of my existence. She taught me her way of existing, echolocation, different perceptions, different joy, and she stays in my heart of love forever. When I was blind after the jail, I used my knowledge. I improved my knowledge of echolocation, and also an energetical way of practicing echolocation. With everything I've been learning, I'm able to see without the eyes. I'm able to go on. I found a way. And by doing so, because of everything I can give to the others, because of everything I can do, with or without eyes, I can see with my heart the light and the truth for each being, to help and to guide.
Oh.
have seen him playing basketball, playing ping pong, or playing table tennis. I have seen him riding a bike. I have seen him managing alone in the street. And you know, he's blind. I saw how echolocation was a reality, was true. And I saw it through him. Like that, many other things.
Here we have that.
I have seen him dodging attacks in the back while doing martial arts. I have been a lot training with him, and I have seen him correcting a lot of people, analyzing his movements or their movements.
He has a very, very good control of the energy of what we call the chi. To be able to perceive an attack done in the back. Only great masters of martial arts and control of the chi are able to do that. Hidgi is really focusing. He doesn't see me. Of course, he's blind, but in addition, he's giving me his back. And he doesn't hear me because I really try to be as silent as possible. And you can see that, you can hear that in the video. There is not one sound. Every time that I start my attack with real intention, that is also very important, there has to be an intention that can be felt by Hidgi. And every time he can perceive the attack arriving, you can really see his stomach reacting even before his mind. His stomach starts to really move in front, because here is the place of the instinct, the hara, that can perceive what we would consider not perceivable or surreal. So like a superpower, but actually it's possible. All of us, we can develop it with a lot of work, a lot of will. And you can really see his reaction coming first from the hara and afterwards turning to block at the correct time. and that is incredible. I dare you to try yourself with it, and it is really a work of high perception.
I gave you an entry. I gave it to feel present. Entry. Yes. You must know immediately. You must be one with your body, one with your mind. You breathe in with your stomach. You inhale. Yes. You must feel. Here I gave you. I am present. I'm absent. That's it. Immediately. Like water. The water is not in front of the door because you open the door of the submarine and the water is hesitating 2 seconds. Am I invited? Okay, yeah, I go. No, immediately. You must feel when you have an emptiness like this. If you believe something wrong, you force, and after that you empty everything. Be stable. If you want, you have already lost. You have to wish only to know. Then you go with the flow. But you don't decide to attack yourself. Karate ni sentinashi. There is not such a thing as a first attack in martial art, in karate. Karate ni sentinashi. Feel. You don't feel. Yes, it's too late. Empty. Yes.
As I spoke about control of the chi, you can see some images of Hidgi practicing actually the control of the energy and the control of the chi. He can do that with his hands by focusing to channel all the chi, the energy in his hands, and through the infrared camera we can really see how the hands turn super warm and therefore they change color.
Nakada Ipponken is that I take this part where I emanate the energy, and this part is going to be with this position, this finger is going to be the extension of this energy. You imagine the energy going out here, and this finger is becoming the extension of that.
After that he can even transmit this energy to the neck of somebody else, in this case a girl, whose neck becomes also very warm, and we can see that in the video.
I asked him, but what did you do? What are you doing? And he said, well, now I am working on her, so the same thing I did before, I can do it now on her. And I was like, I remember I don't know how to say this, I put myself on the shoulder of Ichi like, I cannot believe this, because I was like, what is this? And I could see as well that on some parts of the neck of Hidgi, it was also getting really bright. And I told him, also on your neck and around your mouth. And he said, yes, because from here, it's logical, because from here, it's the chakra where we call the energy. And it's the chakra of the third ear. And I remember he talked about this before, so he's not inventing in the moment, not at all. And I was like, wow.
Another amazing demonstration of control of the chi is this exercise. We were standing on one line and just having as a contact our hands on the back of each other, and Hidgi focused and really pushed very gently the first person, but really with the intention to send a very powerful flow of energy and of chi to the last person, that in that case was me, who I went to fly to the floor because I didn't expect what was going to happen. I didn't know. It was like a surprise. And we discovered what that exercise was when I was on the floor and completely surprised and astonished, like, what has just happened? And you can see that even in the image, my reaction was absolutely of, wow, what just happened now?
It is true that when we practice, it's natural to practice naked, to be very free with the body, because first of all we do a lot of shows and very often we change in a very small room somewhere, like the dancers. We have exactly the same protocol. We don't even notice to be naked and together, men, women. So in the past, you have to know that in martial art, Japanese martial arts, they were practicing only with the obi, like the sumotori of today. Not with the same shape, maybe, but the same obi. And before that, it was naked, it's normal. And gymnastic, gymnos, means also nudity, naked. So it's completely normal. I know that on the internet we cannot present that because it's a taboo topic. And it's a paradox. Why? Working so much in the movements, in the beauty, in the well-being in your body, would have to hide all of this.
We have to dress up to practice in front of the videos because, of course, we need to respect the politics of YouTube.
So yes, I can present now to you, but only on Patreon, because on YouTube we cannot, how we practice, how we work intensely all the time, naked, or most of the time naked, not always for most of the exercises, because it's the best kimono ever of the world, and it's very cheap, it's very natural. So I understand that it's super cool, attractive for you, and I don't reject it, it's fine. But at the same time, bear in mind that practicing means to transcend things in your mind, beliefs of different religions, and also all the protocols of the society. So we are magnificent by the practice, we shine like a sun, and we're not going to be embarrassed to be naked or to have a nice body when you're young and that you're fit.
As you might have seen from other videos, Hidgi is also guiding us through a spiritual evolution. We practice a lot of meditation, Tai Chi, and exercises for the control of the energy. And part of what we learn, part of the spiritual evolution, is also to get rid of taboos and limits. So you might be surprised to see that we practice very often naked because it's absolutely natural. It's actually a tradition in the martial arts. Before the kimono, they used to practice naked.
We did a lot of workshops in places of nudism, and even before, in the old school of martial arts, very often the workshops were just touching a camping of nudism, so that the people limited, they had nothing to do with nudism. It was always to respect in business, but it is obvious, it's normal. So I understand, enjoy the beauty and become beautiful, but it's just normal. So we respect the taboo, not here on the internet. Follow me on Patreon and you are going to see some fantastic things.
2, 1, go! As a consequence of the work that we do, everything that we learn and the spiritual evolution that we really try to achieve, we also have very, very good results in our life. So all of us, we can say proudly, we love what we do, we love our profession, we have very good jobs, we have a fantastic place, a fantastic house, we can help a lot of people and a lot of animals, because this power given us by Hidgi and his teaching really is working, and it is making us successful in everything that we do. We always say we make money as a side effect of the pleasure of what we do, and we don't make money so that we can buy out our pleasure. As a side effect, we can also make quite a lot of money, not because the money is the goal, not at all, but of course money is useful in this society to go on with the work, to do even better, to help more people, to have more animals.
And if we all want to give, we are extremely rich, because everybody is giving me everything. But everybody is giving to Stefan, and everybody is giving to Ad Eden, and to, so we receive too much. What? One person, no, thank you, not. I don't need 5 books. You know. But the point is that to have that possible, it is that the people who build create the books, they do that for the pleasure, and they give freely to everybody. Yes, but would be in a different system. That would be the system to give gifts for the pleasure of giving.
So it wouldn't even be like trading, it would just
Absolutely.
be giving. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it is in a brotherhood,
Yeah.
as we try to do here. Inside the house, we must have this philosophy.
Exactly, as we can see, as a huge demonstration, Hidgi, who is blind and who can still go on in his life even much better than people who are fully sighted and who have no handicap at all.
There is a person in our group, that is Hidgi, that is the founder of the group,
Yeah.
of the place. But also, for the people who get to know him a bit better, they also tell us a lot that he's different. And I would like to ask you, how was the experience for you to meet him, and which meaning, or what does he mean for you? What did you discover with him? A bit on that idea.
Okay. Yeah, so I find Hidgi to be super cool. He's very funny and easy to get along with, have a conversation with, to laugh with and joke around, be a bit silly. But he is also so knowledgeable. He is incredibly desired into learning. You know, he is always concerned about the wider environment, you know, the planet, the people here especially, but also, you know, the world as a whole, and his role in this house, but also in the greater world, I would say, is vital. You know, we need more people like that, and I hope there are more people out there who are like him, who can pass on the knowledge, who can teach, who can guide us to become more, to become greater, to evolve, to progress. And yeah, I've found him to be someone who I admire a lot, who I, you know, want to try and be more like.
I have seen Hidgi in many different situations, and he always managed to surprise me because he is different. I know him, I think I got to know him like 6 years ago, maybe even more, I'm not sure now. Around 6 years ago, yes. And he has been always surprising me. At the beginning, he surprised me a lot. His way of doing, his way of understanding, his abilities, everything was like, who is this guy? And how does he do that? Sometimes, some stuff, it took me, honestly, time to see and to understand when it comes to analyzing people. But what he told me at the beginning, I saw that finally it was there. And that was really impressive, amazing. I have seen him being also very turned to the people, very much for the people, so that everybody can be happy. I've seen him caring in a way and teaching the others to care and to be healthy, because caring is also being healthy in your mind, in a level and in a depth that I haven't met before. He is always learning. There is a vast knowledge inside the mind of this guy. You cannot really understand what I'm saying until you don't speak with him.
I don't come across many people, I would say, who I can look at and be like, I want to be more like them. I need to be more like them. And if there were more people who were like him, then the world would be a much brighter place, a much more enjoyable place, a place where we can thrive, where we can grow and enjoy life, enjoy the things around us, and to have the privilege to be around him all the time, to be living with him, to have him teach the martial arts or the foul lessons or various other things, to share his knowledge, to share what he learns on a daily basis, to go away and think about these things and use that for my life and for my evolution is so incredibly helpful, so useful, and so amazing to have this opportunity and to witness someone like that. I think a lot of time we hear about people like this who have changed the world, who influence people, who really do everything they can to help and to have people to grow and to develop, and to be around one of them people, it's quite surreal, I would say, and but like super awesome, and a real privilege, definitely.
What would be your feedback about the abilities that you have seen from him?
Quite unbelievable, I think, to me. It's become a bit more believable, but still not very. I think my favourite sort of phrase that I have, I've heard or I've said is like that he sees without seeing, and to me that kind of sums him up. He's incredible in how he sees everything without physically seeing, and to really know people, to really know situations and what's going on, to be able to analyse and assess and do some of the things that I've seen. It's quite incredible, really, and like I say, something I've not witnessed before, something that you maybe hear about in stories, but never to have witnessed it in real life. And like I say, I've had the privilege of being able to witness some of these things.
So I can tell you this incredible and fantastic teaching is really valuable, and some people have the chance now to access to it in different ways. So please don't hesitate to ask us and to go further in this process. Watch more videos, inquire, and we are very happy to share with you everything that is needed for you to start in the same process. And
from my professional me, I am also a psychologist. I have been in the past also managing and developing certain projects in the social humanitarian world. I have been also creating some projects in that area, in that field, and I have been also a manager of a hockey club in the past. So I am used also to certain efficiency and to certain production in what we have to do and serious work. And I can tell you, it is a serious work what he does. But you don't have the feeling that the person in front of you is distant or anything like that. And that is what makes it so human, so close. The relation is true. There is a real contact and there is a lot of knowledge behind. But beyond that, there is the will, the real will of making people happy. And that is priceless. So anything that you want to discover with him, that you are able to work, I 100% recommend it. You will not be disappointed.
The circumstances of a difficult life change into a miracle, able to see things that the others cannot see, able to understand things that will allow you, when I teach you, to also accomplish miracles for yourself, for your health, for the others, for the world, for Gaia, because it is time to protect also the world, our friends, humans, but also our friends, animals, plants, earth. And I'm delighted to offer that to all of you. Love cannot be touched by the hatred and the darkness. The darkness is barking, is aggressing, but cannot reach or disturb the light and the love. That must become also your leitmotiv, your faith. That's what we develop, that's what we teach, that's what we apply. And when you do that, you become a real Shaolin. I wish you that, frankly. The best dream for the world is a new humanity, because the way that we do now, it's not working. I want humans to understand and to change.